In the history of pro football, few teams were more dominant than the 1969 Vikings. They led the league in points scored and had more than 50 in a game 3 times. They allowed the fewest points, averaging less than 10 per game. They won 12 games in a row, longest winning streak in the NFL in 35 years. But they did not win it all. Their story begins when they first entered the league as an expansion franchise in 1961.
We thought of ourselves kind of as pirates. We had been used to doing a little head hunting. We'd get in some physical altercations. Or, as most commonly known, we'd get in some good fights.
The fight that rocked the franchise was one between head coach Norm Van Brocklin and quarterback Fran Tarkenton.
It was a tough mix. Tarkenton was a preacher's kid.
Come on, Betzel, let's go.
And Van Brocklin talked like he was from the streets.
All right, 22 more on, 22. Come on, Archie, get your ass off the field. Come on.
He could put together a string of curse words that were funny to me, I mean, hysterical. But you can imagine with a preacher's kid, they just didn't have a real good relationship.
The breaking point came in 1966. In a game televised in Tarkenton's home state of Georgia, Van Brocklin benched the future Hall of Fame quarterback.
Of course, it had a great effect on Tarkenton. He just thought that was the biggest insult.
The Vikings lost and finished the year in last place. At the end of the season, Tarkenton asked to be traded and was dealt to the Giants. Van Brocklin resigned. The Vikings replaced Van Brocklin with the successful Canadian Football League coach, Bud Grant. Grant began molding Van Brocklin's Pirates into disciplined soldiers.
He started getting the people to line up for the national anthem. We practiced that just like we practiced to play.
I didn't like the way we stood and scratched and moved and chewed gum and spit and had helmets on the ground.
We practiced standing, our toes on the line, helmet up under your arm, no scratching. And we thought, man, this guy's nuts. You know, he's really crazy. But there was method to his madness.
After getting the players in line, Grant reassembled the team's personnel.
We didn't have the quarterbacks I felt were qualified to get us going. I said, hey, there's a guy in Canada, won Grey Cups up in Vancouver and beat us many times. So we went and got Joe Kapp.
In 1967, Joe Kapp left the CFL and his off-season job at a food company.
I sold more Squirrel brand peanut butter than anybody in the history of peanut butter. And so that's why they call me Nutty Joe.
There may have been another reason. In his Viking debut, Kapp entered trailing 32-0 against Deacon Jones and the Rams.
And so I go in there, I got to do something different. So we get to the line of scrimmage, and I said to Deacon, Q!
His game echoed his personality.
Don't be calling me no cookie.
He was ill-mannered and unpredictable, but above all else, he was tough.
I could have been nice, but I don't think I played nice. I don't like to be nice in the middle of a contest.
Nothing about Kapp was nice, not even his throws.
I did not use the laces. I did not use the laces, and that's probably unique.
He threw some passes that they looked like ducks, but they got in the hands of the receivers.
If that's what they're seeing, I mean, I can question their vision or their judgment on what's a spiral.
I think over the years...
Those who questioned Cap did so at their own peril.
The best national... First of all, I don't like any of this. I don't like any of this discussions about these quarterbacks. How the do I talk about that? Damn, you're asking me to make these all-time statements for 30 million people, and I'm going on record here, you know, and you could spend an hour on each question.
We needed somebody to kind of get this team off the mark, and Joe was that kind of a guy. Could he throw the ball with spirals? Can he throw it long enough, accurate enough? I hadn't measured all those things. All I knew, he was a winner.
The nicest thing he ever said about me was, Joe Cap will never stop looking for a way to win the game. That's what I got from it. On the other hand, the only thing he ever said to me personally up close was 3 words: get a haircut.
Grant's cleanup of the Vikings was quick and dramatic. In just 3 seasons, they became one of the least penalized teams in the league and the most dominant in all of football. But they would finish 1 win short of becoming Super Bowl IV champions.